Good evening, and welcome to Wednesday Night Live Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection. I am Dr. Sharon Stroud. I am the founder of Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And guess what? We can use it, and we are using it every single day of our lives. So Miss Minnie and I are back. She's that a yawn means that you're revitalizing your energy field. So she's revitalizing her energy field. That's her second yawn. So we're going to revitalize that soul energy tonight. As I welcome you to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, our Wednesday Night Live Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection, I want to really acknowledge that you are on the spiritual path. That when we are on the spiritual path, the call is so great. It's like 6:30 on the evolutionary clock. And the pull to 12 o'clock is so strong, so magnetic, so powerful that it becomes involuntary. And that 12 o'clock is enlightenment. And as long as we are here on the Earth Mother, as long as we are walking the energy field here together, hand in hand, we have work to do. I absolutely love our theme for the month. It's the Evolution Revolution that was founded by Neil Donald Walsh, who is the author of all of the Conversations with God and many other very beautiful, beautiful books. And I have shared with you before that Neil was in my congregation in San Diego, where I was for over 25 years. And what an amazing, amazing consciousness this man truly does embody. And it's an honor and a privilege to share his work and to really acknowledge that there's one world, that our message is a universal message of love and oneness beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, or political affiliation. And tonight, as we acknowledge one another and as we come together with the energy of light and love and the opportunity that we have to be together, I cherish this time. And when I am looking at the camera, I want you to know, that this has all been very, this is a stretch for me to be doing StreamYard. And I really, really value it, because when we stretch and we have this energy within us to put out a message, then whatever that we are going through is so much stronger than that fear that we feel in doing and trying something new. And especially in my, people in my generation, it's like it's a learning curve. And we learn, we grow, and we evolve. So the preciousness of your consciousness and your soul energy is with me. And when I look into this camera, I don't see just a camera or my reflection, because I can see myself in little Miss Minnie. I see the eye of God. And what I know is the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. This is how it works. And it works when we work it. So the evolution revolution, as I shared Sunday, this has nothing to do with violence. This has everything to do with social change and social consciousness. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you the Oneness Declaration. I'll be setting the tone and just acknowledging that we are open to receive our good, pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every single area of our life. For we know at the very deepest level that as we open to this energy, we are the greatest benefactors, aren't we? We are the ones that grow and unfold in miraculous ways. So every Wednesday Night Live Spirit, Mind, and Body, I do share with you the chant from the Gandhi Foundation, and I invite you to repeat after me. And that as I make this declaration, just place your hand on your heart. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this audibly, just to yourself as I make the declaration, just say it to yourself and just recognize that as you place your hand on your heart, and I believe that we were given a heart so that we would live one moment at a time, beat by precious beat, moment by moment by precious moment. I think we're all called to really embody oneness. I think that's what it's about. I think as children, we knew this. And we embodied this, and along the way we learned through our authority figures and parents and conditioned reflex responses, other ways of doing things. And now we're getting back to that heart energy. Remember, the heart is the doorway to the soul. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And it is about making the longest journey on the planet, the 18-inch journey from the head to the heart. And that as we feel it in our hearts, as we really embody it in our hearts, that is the connection. That is the connection, one with the other. So I'm going to share with you my Tibetan bells that resonate to the heart chakra. And in the ancient Sanskrit, a chakra means a wheel of spinning energy in a clockwise fashion. And as we come together tonight and we acknowledge our oneness, and you're repeating after me, just feel that energy. I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Come, let us work together. Come, let us work together. Come, let us work together. Peace, shalom. Peace, shante. Peace, salam. Peace, pax. Peace, pause. Peace, freedom. Peace, 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 peace. Right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying her prayers. A Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Jew became as one and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, "Oh, yonder, yonder person, I am thee. We are one." And as we embody our oneness tonight, let us call in nature. Let us acknowledge Father Sky, Mother Earth, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, the finned ones below, the winged ones above, the rock people that share their sermons and stones, the creepy crawlies that cleanse and purify the Earth Mother, the standing ones, the trees, our guardians, our sister, the babbling brook that shares her song in a universe filled with calm, and all the little four-leggeds that romp and roam and muse upon the Earth Mother that is their home. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. And with great unconditional positive regard, I bow to each strand. I acknowledge our connection and the delicate, amazing web of life that is so precious and that we are so intimately connected. And we feel that divine connection and we open to it And we say together, and so it is, and so it shall ever be. I'm going to share with you the Oneness Declaration, and then we will have a discourse on the first two. And I invite you to sign the Oneness Declaration. It's actually on this post in the description of what tonight is about. And that there's over 1 million signatures. People want our community, our global community, they want this energy of oneness. And to acknowledge that whatever path you choose up the mountaintop, I honor that. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. Always. We look out together. And so there may be a Buddhist path, a Christian path, a mystic path. Perhaps there's a Muslim path. And perhaps, with all the thousands of religions, a Zoroaster path, right? So many paths, a Hindu path, a Shinto path, right? So many pathways up the mountaintop. And we honor them all. And what works for you, I think, is wonderful. And what works for me is wonderful. And it's all about being on the path together, isn't it? Yes, it is. The Oneness Declaration. And just identify in mind with me tonight. And then after I go through them, just know that we will be doing a discourse on the first two. I declare that. Number one, the message we are all one, interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent with God, life, one another, is the one spiritual message that the world has been waiting for to bring about loving and sustainable answers to humanity's challenges. Don't we love that? To bring about, underlined, loving and sustainable answers to humanity's challenges. Number two, the world does not have to be the way it is. And that individual people can change it using the power of spiritual citizenship. And I love that. The power of spiritual citizenship can change the world because each of us is a spiritual being having a human experience. And that citizenship belongs to all of us. Humanity is good and has unlimited potential. And that social transformation starts with personal transformation, right? We can wave all the banners that we want. And in the 60s, believe me, we did it. Make love, not war. I was a flower child with my long flowing hair and flowers in my hair. Make love, not war. And I really did truly believe that. Being raised in domestic violence and experiencing through that, and my sister taking her own life. And I feel like that we of the 60s were the game changers. We didn't go along with the establishment in the way that it was. Yes, there were some, pretty outrageous things that were done, and so many grassroots organizations came out of the 60s as well. So I really acknowledge all of us that were about social change. And here we are. I'll be 77 this month and still at it. Humanity is good and has unlimited potential, and that social transformation starts with personal transformation. I therefore recognize the importance of connecting with my divine essence and inner wisdom throughout my life's journey, allowing the finest and the highest levels of human potential to flourish for the benefit of all. And let me underline that. Allowing the finest and the highest levels of human potential to flourish for the benefit of all. And I had shared with you on Sunday the declaration of interdependence, and that the good of all, the all is the good of the one. The pain of the one is the pain of the all. The breath of the one is the breath of the all, and the breath of the all is the breath of God, breathing through each and every one of us as spiritual beings having a human experience. Number 4, my aspirations support spiritual principles, global ethics, and universal values such as respect, justice, peace, dignity, freedom, responsibility, and cooperation that underlie this declaration. My aspirations support spiritual principles, global ethics, and universal values such as respect, justice, peace, dignity, freedom, responsibility, and cooperation that underlies this declaration. 5, human beings need each other to survive on this planet. I recognize that we are all in this together, and that community flourishes as we learn about each other and revel in the wonder and beauty of our diversities. The wonder and beauty of our diversities. The oneness in multiplicity, the unity in diversity, right? And as we move on, I declare that I am playing my part to help bring about a culture in which we, the people of the world, can address our common global concerns in a holistic, positive, and transforming way and live together in peace with one another, okay? So that we are each playing our part. We're giving our part to help to bring about a culture in which we, remember, spiritual citizens, we, the people of the world, can address our common global concerns in a holistic, positive, and transforming way and live together in peace with one another. 6 of the declaration, oneness contains all of life, also the parts that we regard as the other. I realize that wholeness and togetherness can only be experienced through the recognition of the uniqueness, beauty, and purpose of all aspects of life, and that this recognition starts with what? Myself. It starts with ourselves, right? I am part of the emerging consciousness that promotes a spirit of openness, inquiry, connection, and relationship with myself and the entire universe, and who continues to recognize the wonder, beauty, and I love this, and mystery of it all. The mystery. Remember that life is not a problem to be solved. Life is a mystery to be lived. We are never going to contract the infinite. So we have to continually expand our finite expression and to keep growing and evolving and expanding past the subjective part of ourselves to the principle of life that states there's only one. There is only one. Number 8, I support Global Oneness Day that has been established for all of humanity to come together each year as one human family to discuss, celebrate, and experience oneness with the divine, each other, and all of life. All of life. Number 9, and I love this, the time for change is now. The time for change is here and now. The point of power is always in the present moment, isn't it? What is the past? We're told the past is a canceled check. Tomorrow's a promissory note. Today is cash. Today, right now, this moment. This is it. This is absolutely it. All right, let's look at number 1. The message we are all one, interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent with God, life, and one another is the one spiritual message that the world has been waiting for to bring about loving and sustainable answers to humanity's challenges. And as we gather together as one and we're on the solution level, it's so easy to point out the problems, but to get on the solution level and to acknowledge that as we sign this Oneness Declaration, as we are all part of humanity's team, and that we come together regardless of color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation, as we come together as one, that energy. And what did Einstein say? We're never going to solve the world problems with the same energy that created them, and pointing out what's wrong and what's, we know that. But to get into, and there are so many wonderful organizations, grassroots organizations. And what I love about Humanity's team is the fact that they embrace all. And it was World Unity Week last week. What a profound and amazing week. Google World Unity Week. And there are so many beautiful, beautiful presentations, so many great dialogues and panels. And on the solution level of how to handle climate change and how to handle the energy that's going on right now in a way that does not serve, and to take it to the next level and to transmute that energy into what does work, right? And we know that there are wars and rumors of wars and things that are going on, but what I also know is that I lived to see the Berlin Wall torn down, right? And many of us were bearing witness, and I just feel so emotional when I think of that young Chinese boy with his body in front of that tank. And it was, it was a military tank. And they were going in to do some destructive things. And this young man, with his body and soul, and talking peace, and allowing himself to be a living sacrifice to a cause that he believed in so deeply. It really moves me at the very, very deepest level. And so tonight, as we come together as spiritual beings and looking at the solution level and things that we can affirm and that we can join that make a difference. And that's why I joined the Humanities team, because I felt that it was a collective consciousness doing spiritual work to affect positive change in the world, beginning with ourselves. And my message is, let's heal our own wounds. If we can't feel it, we can't heal it. And that forgiveness process in our own lives, when we finally forgive energetically, the world, the planet as a whole is uplifted. Each time we get it, each time we release and surrender and say, not my will, but thine be done. That, remember, our feet represent our understanding, and that our knees represent surrender. And there's that beautiful painting of Jesus who is in the Garden of Gethsemane. He's kneeling in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he's wanting this cup to pass from him, and then he just suddenly surrenders and says, not my will, but thine be done. Not my will, but thine be done. And what that means is our humanness gives way to the divine, and the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. Not my will, but thine be done. I of myself can do nothing, but there's a power and a presence and an energy within me that can do the work when I get my ego out of the way and stop judging by appearances what's going on, giving my power away to it. I was in the Mineral Hot Springs last night, and I live up here in Desert Edge. And there was a gentleman in the pool, and he said, I live alone. And, I got a divorce in 2020. And he said, and I live alone. And I thought, you know what? If I have a seizure, if I fall down, there is nobody around to help me. And I just, I sent energy and I sent light. And the person that he was talking to, she said, well, why don't you carry your phone with you, your cell phone? You can get one of those little pocket things and you can carry your cell phone with you wherever you go. I mean, if this is a concern for you. And I was not involved in the conversation. I just overheard it. And when I overhear these things, I just send out love, compassion, light, and energy. And in my younger days, I would get involved and I would say, you can view it this way and you can get on the solution level. But then I realized that if they don't ask for my opinion, I don't give it. I don't enter into it. I can send the energy, a loving energy. And I love the person that he was talking to, that she was on the solution level. If you're so concerned, take your phone with you. And we can be a beneficial presence on the planet. And that when we hear things, we can send our energy out. We're all going to have our moments. We're all subject to the human condition. We all have feet of clay. However, as our humanness gives way to the divine, that Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. That Buddha nature within us, that compassionate heart rises triumphant and victorious. The I am presence that is with us and within us, that guides and directs us down Mount Zion. This commandment I give thee, that ye love one another as I have loved you, which presupposes that we love ourselves. And I can only love you as much as I love me. And when I love myself unconditionally, and I allow this energy to flow out, everyone and anyone who comes within our energy field is healed and uplifted in our presence. And it is about, if we want global transformation, it starts with personal transformation. I therefore recognize the importance of connecting with my divine essence and inner wisdom throughout my life's journey, allowing the finest and the highest levels of human potential to flourish for the benefit of all. Because what benefits the one benefits the all. The pain of the one is the pain of the all. The breath of the one is the breath of the all, and the breath of the all is the breath of God. The breath of God. And this is in the Declaration of Interdependence by Will Durant, written in 1944, which was a very good year, the year I was born. And it was been paraphrased by many. And Melanie Bacon paraphrased the one that I shared with you on Sunday. And I just love that. The breath of the one is the breath of the all, and the breath of the all is the breath of God. And that makes all the difference. So you know that each week that we conclude with a spiritual treatment. And remember, a spiritual treatment is a positive prayer of alignment. We are not looking outside ourselves at this, bearded energy, an anthropomorphic God in a great throne with a little black book. We are uniting in the oneness that God is the center of everything, the circumference of nothing. It does not matter what you call your higher power. You call it what works for you. I'm very comfortable with God. To me, God is love, and they that abideth in love abideth in God in them. So whatever you feel comfortable, universal mind, Yahweh, Jehovah, it doesn't matter. But to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. So if you would like to post your prayer requests, our Miracle Working Ministry of Prayer will be more than happy to assist you. And I don't know if Dr. Roger hopped on, because I cannot see I can't see any comments tonight, but I see that they're telling me how many there are. So there are quite a few on all of our pages. But I don't see the Sharon Stroud profile comments. And tonight I'm not seeing the Interfaith Spiritual Center comments either. But we have this going out on YouTube and, all of our pages, actually 7 pages. So just know that I love you and that I appreciate you being part of our virtual community, and that we are intimately and divinely connected. So please post your prayer requests. We always love to know where you're from, where you're viewing from. And energetically, as you post your prayer requests, I just want you to, as you do that, to just surrender and turn it over, right? And then we have, in fact, the little ticker that's going on is if you'd like to make a contribution, you can do that through our PayPal account. You can call us. You can send them in the mail, our P.O. box as well. So hopefully that's posted tonight. If it isn't, you can just message us and we'll get you the information. So take a deep cleansing breath all the way down to the soles of your feet. Breathe in the good, the true, and the beautiful, whatever you conceive that to be for you. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us consciously choose to rejoice and be glad in it. It is a gift from God. And what we make of this thing called life is our gift back to God. So breathing in and breathing out, letting go and letting God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us who heard the call and answered. Before they call, I will answer, and while they're yet speaking, I will hear. And in this listening, I hear the still small voice of God, guiding and directing me every step of the way. And wherever pain seems to be operating in the world at this moment, the presence of God is. That wherever dis-ease seems to be operating anywhere on the planet at this moment, the presence of God is. Wherever upset seems to be operating anywhere at this moment on the planet, the presence of God is. God in them, God as them, God is the only reality of them. And so tonight, let us align that which needs to be healed is healed, that which needs to be revealed is revealed, that which needs to be known is known, and that which needs to be released is released quickly, gently, and with grace. And I want to add, if there's anyone viewing tonight and you cried yourselves to sleep last night, know that you are never alone. The everlasting arms of God enfold you and embrace you. The love of God surrounds you. The light of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. That wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you. And now, as we acknowledge that all cause, effect, record, and memory of that which no longer serves us returns to its native nothingness from whence it came, because in truth, it is neither person, place, nor thing, only the life and the energy that has been given unto it. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this way of life, for the recognition of our oneness, for this universal message of love and oneness. Love being the strongest healing power on the planet. And we are told if we could love enough, we would be the strongest, most powerful beings in the world. I let go and let God do what God does best by means of me. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this way of life. And I know this word returns in full-blown expression of that which I have sent forth on this glorious, glorious evening. And so it is. Amen. And I say to you, Namaste. The God in me celebrates the God in you, and the God in you celebrates the God in me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every one, each and every one of us, that we're all here on the planet together. We're here to learn and to grow and to unfold and to evolve and fulfill this destiny. And wherever we are, whatever we are doing, we can be a beneficial presence, a beautiful beneficial presence. So I thank you for tuning in, Miss Minnie and I. Minnie, do you want to say bye? Do you want to come say bye? It's a little bit warm here in Desert's Edge. In fact, it's triple digits here. So sometimes it's just a little warm to be on the lap, but we will be back with you next week. I want you to know I love you. I am grateful for you. And I will definitely, little Miss Minnie and I, we will just see you next week. Thank you so much for being a part of Interfaith Spiritual Center worldwide. We are so grateful. And so it is.